Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 77906, and this is simply titled Wonder Woman, and containing 255 pieces. This was originally supposed to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive in 2020, and that didn't turn out so well because San Diego Comic-Con was cancelled. However, I'd argue that it actually turned out better for us, the consumers, as you didn't have to go to San Diego Comic-Con to buy it. Unfortunately, it was only available in the US, but at least that will, its regular wide availability will, or wider availability, will probably, drive the price of this set down even for people who live outside of the US. It's a shame that they weren't able to release it worldwide, but still, this is a better alternative to having it just have been a actual Comic-Con exclusive or having it not release at all. The box is actually pretty interesting. It's a very different style. The back of the box does show you exactly what it is. That's pretty much everything included, and there are really no action features and nothing else for it to have shown off, but I do like the cover art quite a bit. Feels very collectible, and like some ideas, smaller set boxes, it does fold open pretty nicely. I think it's the same box size and style as the Tron Legacy one. Tron Legacy was just oriented that way. This one's oriented this way. And as far as instructions go, it's relatively simple. There's actually really nothing special at all inside it. It just ends with the part list, and that's it. But it's, exactly what you'd expect from instructions. Nothing special or collectible about those. But as far as how you actually get this in the US, it was available for pre-order for a whole month, officially released, and they would ship it to you starting October 1st. But it was, I forget exactly the date, but it was beginning of September that you were able to pre-order this, and it sold out at Shop at Home before the pre-order ended, and I don't think it's come back in stock at all. I haven't heard about it coming back in stock at Shop at Home, so it's probably done there. However, Walmart has still been selling it, and it was available even after the pre-orders ended, and that's where I got mine. I got it like 5 days after the set came out, so they seem to have a decent supply, and if you were trying to get them, then you probably will be able to. And here's the full model all built up. It is pretty small. It's only 12 by 12, which is, and with a little bit sticking out on the side over here. But, that's not that big for, a $40 set. You do have to consider, though, the price is very, much higher than a normal, set of this piece count and size would be, because it was supposed to be a convention exclusive, and they are sticking with the convention exclusive pricing. So part of what you are paying for is still the exclusivity here. Basically, the scene that we're building here is from the cover of the Wonder Woman #6 comic, and I've positioned the minifigures a little bit differently than they are on the back of the box, just because on the actual comic cover, Etta Candy is on the ground. No one is on top of the cliff, but you can very easily place her up there as well if you so choose. I just kind of think that this looks a little bit better, so I'll probably be leaving it like that. The only thing exclusive to this set, parts-wise, is that cool-looking printed Wonder Woman #6 fall issue title. That's pretty neat, and it's nice that it isn't just a sticker. That would have been a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, if you wanted to build this, I don't think that you would be losing out on too much by not having this. You could very easily pull that off and just put a tile there, and that wouldn't look that much worse. But the actual way this is built up it's pretty neat. It's an enjoyable building experience, and they do have a little bit of elevation to the ground. One of the few uncommon parts, if you're trying to put this together, are these 2x2 wedge plates. They're a pretty new part, so they'll probably be used more, but in lime green, they're only in, one of the directions is only in 3 sets, and the other is in 5. So, those will probably get more common. And the other part that is a little bit hard to source, and this, if anything, will maybe move the price down a little bit, are these 2x2x3 slopes, double slopes. Those were introduced in the Disney train and were reused in the NES, but, those are the only two sets it exists in outside of this one. You only need one for the set, so, if you wanted to bricklink it together, it, again, probably would not be that expensive. But turning this around to the back, like BFAB didn't do, you can see we do have the 3 different colors of sky, which kind of come all together. You can't really see too much of it, and, it's very subtle, it's just in there. But, it looks good. The transition between the 3 colors, it's fine. It's just a line, but, it's not really that much of a problem. The back wall here, it's nice to have a sky back there behind this giant cloud, and, part of it needed to be there to support the giant cloud. Cheetah is pretty neatly aligned on there, where you just stick the back of her leg into that, onto that stud there, and the other leg kind of goes completely flush with the cheese slope, so, it works out pretty well. You can change the angle of her if you want to, though this is obviously the angle that's going to be best, because this is really designed to be a static display model. Overall design of the cloud is pretty good, there's some studs there, which I guess you could use to attach other things on there if you wanted to. My favorite part of the build of the set, though, I think is this cliff over here. I think that, we'll remove these figures. I think that this just looks pretty nice, looks well made. I like the colors for it, too. It just looks nice, and then if you did turn it to this side, you'd see just kind of a flat wall of color. But, I like little hints of dark orange. I think that overall, this looks good. There are also a couple of these kind of scroll bricks with the, little swirly thing. In white, those aren't too common, but not ridiculously hard to find. And I just kind of like that piece, so it's nice to see it used a little here. And it does work pretty well for just kind of swirling wisps of cloud. The Cheetah and Wonder Woman figures here are identical to the ones included in the DC CMF series from 2020. So, there's really no changes here. The only differences are that they don't get the same accessories. Wonder Woman's accessory wasn't really exclusive to the CMF, so that figure really isn't exclusive at all anymore. But the Cheetah figure did have that money bag print, which is not recreated here, so, I guess that still has a little bit of exclusivity. But regardless of the fact that, they do make the CMFs less exclusive, I think that both of these are really well done figures. The printing all around Cheetah on the arms and legs, and around the sides, around the back. Cheetah, I think, is pretty well done. This isn't necessarily my favorite version of the character or favorite character or anything, but for what it is, it's pretty good. Their faces are really similar, which was just kind of, like, I had to go and take a close look to figure out which head belonged to which character, but, they both are got pretty much the same expressions. Wonder Woman just looks a little bit more sincere or nicer, I guess, but that's about it. The printing for the flesh tone on Wonder Woman isn't that bad. It's better than it could have been, but, could use a little bit more opacity there. Comes up a little bit better on camera than it does in person, but still, both are relatively fine. I'm not going to bother removing Cheetah's tail, because you can really see all of the printing there, but you do really have to remove Wonder Woman's skirt in order to fully appreciate the detailing on her legs, which is pretty good looking. Both these figures are fine. I like the reuse of this skirt piece from the Disney series for this particular version of Wonder Woman. Kind of makes this one stand out just a little bit more than it would otherwise. And she does have a little bit of arm printing on her, which I feel like by copy from the DC CMFs had the cuff a little bit closer to the wrist, but this one isn't that bad. It's not terrible enough to be distracting. And the other figure we have here is Etta Candy, who is an exclusive character, technically, but none of the actual parts of this figure are exclusive prints. The torso piece was introduced in the City Funfair People Pack, as was the hair piece in this color. It is a cool hair piece. It's nice to get it again, I guess, but that being said, this character still doesn't really look that much like the character from this is obviously supposed to be on the comics version of her from the cover of this comic. Doesn't look that great. She's short, but I don't know if I would have given her short legs, maybe. Maybe medium-sized legs would have been a little better, but I don't think they exist in plain reds. That's probably why they didn't do it. But, yeah, it's fine. Just have a little bit of back print with just the same stripes there, and your face is probably the coolest part to me. It is the face that was previously exclusive to Joyce Byers from the Upside Down. So, you know, that's kind of cool to get again. I mean, it's nice that they're giving you a little bit of a less common face there, but you know, both expressions on that are pretty good. And I think, you know, I don't think that this is going to be a huge draw for anybody, like Red Guardian probably will be in the Marvel one. I don't think anyone's going to buy this set just for added candy. I think that they're going to buy it because it's limited and exclusive. So, yeah, that's really it. I mean, the last thing that I wanted to show you was just a comparison of the size of the box to the size of the set. The box was bigger than I expected it to be. It's more along the lines of like the $35 Tron Legacy set, which was a little bit interesting. I was expecting something a little bit smaller, maybe closer to like a $20 box size. But, you know, I mean, it's cool because I think that this is probably the most collectible part of this set. It is probably the most interesting thing we have here. But that being said, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised by the overall build for this, you know, little display piece. I think it's pretty complex and kind of a fun thing to put together, even if it is not, you know, the most groundbreaking exclusive thing. Like, it's just kind of cool. I mean, I'm happy that I got it because, you know, it is a collectible thing, and I think that, you know, it'll just be cool to own some of the 2020 con exclusives, even though I, you know, didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con. I wasn't going to go, but I did get the chance to buy this, so I did. Yeah, I mean, for what it is, I think that it's fine. I think that it's, like, if it was going to stay a convention exclusive, I think that this would have been a good one, because, you know, fans of limited exclusive stuff are going to find it cool, and people who can't go or can't get it because it's too expensive don't really have anything to really be missing out on. So, you know, even for people who are overseas who didn't have the chance to just buy this for $40, I don't think that they're going to think that this one in particular was the end of the world. The Marvel one, maybe they have a right to be a little bit upset about that one, but, you know, this one, I don't think you're missing out on too much, but if you can get it, I think that it's cool. So, hope you guys enjoyed this little review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.